What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. What's going on? It's all Turkish's fault and KG's fault as to why we're late. You lot know what it is. But a brand new show for you lot, man. The overview, where we take a look at the latest Premier League action coming up, or the review. Obviously, it's been international break, so there's nothing to really review. So I thought I'd just do it this way around and obviously talk up the things about the games coming up. Turkish, you're the first one. Actually, you're the second one on the overview, but you're the first one since it's actually been called rebranded as a proper thing of the overview. So what are you saying?
Come on, G. Don't forget me when you blow, you know. I'm the first one on this thing.
No, you're on the whole journey, man. You're on the whole journey. So when we do the overview live tour, like, you'll be there, innit?
Come on.
So shout out to everyone in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. You don't know what to do, registers and all that. Let us know where you're at. And we're going to get into it, man. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about, obviously, the up-and-coming games this weekend. Obviously, it's a United channel, and I'm a United fan. I've got to be biased, so we've got to talk about the Ronaldo return. That's going to be that. I mean, essentially, United Newcastle is the biggest game of the weekend, and it's not even on TV. Some may say
it's not Arsenal Norwich, no?
Arsenal Norwich, to see the Arteta sacking. To be fair, that could be that could be up there. Obviously, you got Man City, Chelsea. You got Man City, Leicester City. Let me just run through the games as well, and then we'll chop it up as well. So we got Crystal Palace and Tottenham, 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Watford against Wolves, tasty one that one's. That's at 3:00. Brighton against Brentford. So Brentford, Brighton, again, another 3:00. Arsenal against Norwich. We're definitely going to talk about that today. United against Newcastle. Southampton, West Ham. And Leicester, Man City, which again ain't on TV. Loads of good games that ain't on TV, man. Chelsea, Villa, the 5:30 kickoff. And then on the Sunday, you've got a tasty one, Leeds against Liverpool. And on the Monday, you've got Everton, Burnley. So let's get into it, man. Comments, get involved as well. This is a place for fans of everywhere. This is an overview show. Do you know what I mean? But it's gonna have a Man United twist on it. But as a United fan, obviously I'm gassed about Ronaldo. Turkish, as an Arsenal fan, when you were seeing it unravel and all of that, what have you even made of the whole kind of Ronaldo thing?
you know me, Flex. Yeah, I don't really put my neck on the line much, but when Thursday came about and all those Man City Ronaldo rumors started, I couldn't help myself. I went into the WhatsApp groups. I sent a few voice notes out. I said, "What, you man laughed at me when Van Persie joined you lot? You lot are gonna know pain now." There's a few voice notes flying around my circles where, if it makes the public domain, I could be ripped still. But Friday comes, Man United coming, and listen, one thing I got to rate from United, and this is coming from someone who grew up as Man United being our main rivals, even up until this day. As much as Tottenham are, local rivals, we would never challenge for anything with them. It was always Arsenal, United, and I think what United did well was protect their brand, in a sense, protect a bit of their history. I think if Ronaldo did go City, I think that could have ruined a little part of Alex Ferguson's history at the club. And I really feel like him and a few others really just said, nah, this can't happen, made a few phone calls and got the job done, protected a bit of your great history with Ronaldo in that side. So I got to rate it from that angle. The other angle, it's not nice seeing United on the verge of potentially coming back again. It reminds me of that window when you lot bought Falcao, Di Maria, and I felt like shit.
It didn't even work that time, but when we got them players, it was like rah.
Yeah, I thought like you lot are back. That's the feeling I'm getting now. You lot are back. Hopefully, I'm wrong again, but we'll see.
Yes, man. KG is in the chat with a super chat. Someone said he's come with the cheapest super chat possible. He says, "Hi, Turkish." Arteta in. We're definitely gonna talk about.
You can't even get a chicken burger meal in the ends for £2 no more. What's KG doing?
Turkish is the face of Morley's, even if he spent £2 in there. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't. On the United Newcastle game though. How are you seeing that going? What's your predictions for the game? And, the Ronaldo effect, is he scoring on that second debut? Do you think it's going to be an easy day for Man United?
It's Old Trafford, right?
Old Trafford.
Yeah, he's going to score. He's going to score. And listen, I'm Irish as well, so I've just come off the back of him seeing break an international goal-scoring record against my country, 2 in the last 7 minutes.
Oh, my God.
And Ronaldo's changed a lot since he was last in the Prem, but one thing that hasn't changed is his hunger, his desire, his eagerness to be on the end of things. And that fact alone, I think he's going to get 15 to 20 goals minimum. And I think he'll start against Newcastle this week. What will be interesting for me is to see the dynamics in the side, because Fernandes, since he's come in, I see Fernandes as very much not the boss of the side, but one of the leaders. And you know how much penalties mean to him statistically, and Ronaldo coming in, whether that might cause some sort of an upset.
No, there's no upset. He's just not on them no more. Simple.
Yeah, well, listen, I can't lie, Flex. If a man comes in there, to United View and says, Flex, you're not doing the main things no more. I'm doing the main things. You're going to be doing
It depends if they're a GOAT or not. If I don't know, it depends if they're a GOAT. You know what I mean? If they're a GOAT in this YouTube thing, I'm going to have to step aside.
I know Flex will call me like, who does this guy think he is coming to my channel and trying to move me off my main shows?
Yeah, it's going to be a mad one. Like I've said a lot, and people on United View will know this, but I haven't really spoke to you about this. I was saying, like, no matter where Ronaldo goes, like, someone's game has to dip a little bit in it. Like, whether it's Benzema at Real Madrid, whether it's Dybala at Juventus, whether it's Wayne Rooney when Ronaldo was here the first time. Someone's game has to. It's not really suffer. I think that's a harsh word, because they just need to adapt their game and maybe get less numbers. So it might be that Bruno doesn't get 20 and 17. Maybe he gets 15 and 12 goals and assists. Maybe Rashford gets 11 and 13 instead of straight 20, and hardly any assists. Maybe Mason Greenwood gets 10 and 13. Like, do you know what I mean? Their numbers will have to dip, obviously. Maybe Cavani might only get 7 for the whole year because he ain't really going to play now. It's tight. But someone has to suffer, and I feel like Bruno definitely, I don't think suffer, because I want to see him link up with Ronaldo and be giving him chances, obviously, which is we want them to complement each other. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone's numbers kind of get a little bit lower, because it's a natural thing to accommodate Ronaldo. He's that good. Yeah,
I mean, like, egos might be a problem, but what other name could come into a side and demand respect than a Ronaldo or a Messi? I think egos aside, you've got to understand what's coming to the club and what he's achieved at the club already. It's not like Ronaldo's coming to a club for the first time. He's already achieved greatness at Man United. So he's coming back to reclaim his throne and for the next couple of years be the leader, I guess. And even with Cavani, switching his number across, I feel like that was quite seamless. I think we all expected it to happen. It's happened, and I think that should be the way Man United players go about it. But it all depends on how he hits the ground running. If Ronaldo starts in Newcastle and then 3 games in he hasn't got a goal or he hasn't got a good performance to his name, then the things start behind the scenes.
People like you will come back out. That's what happens. Hassan Tariq says Turkish is a top guy. Enough love and respect. Arteta in with a wink. Must be a United fan. A lot of love for you on the channel, though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's good to see. That's good to see. And Sut says Bruno knows his place in the Portugal national team, but do we think Oli will keep Bruno and make him stay on pens and free kicks? I don't want to spend too long on this. We've got a lot to talk about, but it is something to think about. I mean, the only thing that can maybe change that is Oli stepping in and saying, Ronnie, listen, Bruno's been the man at pens, so you can't really take them. I can't see that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't see. I can't see Bruno not even just picking up the ball and giving it to him. Like just in conversations in the back, just saying like, Ronnie, we don't even need to have that. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you're just on every. Yeah, cool. I just think it's that. But really, it's free kicks though, bro. Ronaldo's track record of actually scoring them is not that great. I'd rather have Bruno.
It's not great. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of a myth about how great he is at free. He's scored some great free kicks over the years, but in terms of conversion rate, I think the best thing that could happen is United's first penalty gets given, and then Ronaldo gives the ball to Fernandes, and I think that would be big. That kills any talk of any penalties or anything moving forward. Ronaldo's come in like the father figure. He said, "You take it," and until you miss.
Maybe. Do you know what? I didn't think of that, because everyone just thinks, and rightly so, Ronaldo's like, I take pens, I take free kicks. I'm Ronaldo, innit? I take everything. But Bruno's his boy, maybe. But this guy's coming back to United, bro. Like, if there's a pen against Newcastle, I think Bruno goes, I want you to get your first goal back here. True. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? But that's true. I didn't think of it that way. So it says PS Arteta in. And Bill Ingram says, who is better, Arteta's or Oli? I think, do you know what? Wait, what's your prediction for the Newcastle Man United game before we move on?
Prediction 4-1.
4-1 United. Turkish going big, yeah? 4-1. I'm gonna go 3-1 United. 3-1 United. I don't know. Sometimes there's always a bit of a tainted thing on these things. Let's move on. There's a lot of people, obviously, because you're Arsenal, just talking about Arteta, and so let's just get into the
We
pressure
ain't
that's
got to
on.
do that. Just because I'm
We
Arsenal,
have-
we ain't
no,
got
we
to
have-
do that, Arsenal, my guy. It's all right.
We may as well just get out of the way. We may as well just get out of the way, innit? We may as well just get out of the way so we can just move on and like put you out your misery, innit? Because I know you spend your whole days talking about Arsenal, so it's only a quick little few minutes. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Arsenal against Norwich at the Emirates. Arsenal rock bottom of the league, no goals scored, -9 goal difference or something like that. It's very peak right now, but a big chance to get some points on the board, score some goals. Norwich have had an awful start as well, but pressure's on Arteta though. How do you see this game?
We have to win. I'm tired of using the term "must win" with Arsenal because, in the end, what does a must win result in at Arsenal Football Club? We had many must wins in November, December last year where we lost, drew, lost, and those must wins didn't. We didn't win them, and it didn't result in anything happening. We're just at that stage again. Norwich, we have to win. Burnley, after that, we have to win, and then we see Tottenham. Norwich is the perfect game right now because we're in the same exact position, bottom of the league, 19th and 20th. Both conceded, I think, 9 goals, 10
Both
goals.
Both got -9.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what the difference is to make us bottom. I think it's because maybe we haven't scored and they have. I think that's
what it is. They scored a penalty. Yeah, Pukki scored a penalty.
Yeah, so I just think
they got a goal.
Yeah, it's mad. We just have to go out there and win, Flex. And the thing is, it has to be a performance. It can't be like a 2-1 win or a 3-2 win or a 3-1 win where it's a battle for 80 minutes and then we get over the line. It has to be a performance now. It's not just the result that matters because essentially results in this season is only going to get us maximum. And this is the maximum top 6. And I don't even see that happening. So the results this season, I'm more interested in performances. So that's what I have to see against Norwich.
Well, someone said there, let me just, that super chat, it's gone. It wasn't super chat, it was just in the comments. They basically said, you've got a really good run of fixtures at the moment. Dara says, I think Arsenal have a really great chance of finishing the top 4 next season and may get back into the Premier League by then. The banter's flying in from the United fans. No, someone said you got a good run of fixtures, and I don't know. I was thinking, it's all right playing Norwich now, but then away to Burnley after that. No disrespect, but EFL Cup against Wimbledon at home doesn't really count. Yeah. Then it's Tottenham. Then it's Brighton away. Then it's Arsenal. Then it's Palace home. I don't know. It's a bit mixed, isn't it? Because I think even if you beat Norwich, but it weren't convincing, it's not really going to ease the pressure, is it? Any win eases pressure, but it's not going to win over the fans by beating Norwich. And then a tough game against Burnley. If you go against Burnley and then draw, then all of a sudden it's the North London derby. Come out on the wrong side of that, it's tight.
If you're a United fan looking at our fixtures, Norwich, Burnley, Tottenham, and then Brighton, thinking, okay, it's a nice, favourable run of fixtures. But if you're Arsenal, bottom of the league at the moment, having already lost to a newly promoted side, haven't scored a goal, and knowing that we didn't beat Burnley in 2 games last season, this run is not easy at all. Do I expect to beat Norwich? I do. Do I expect to beat Burnley? I don't. I think that's going to be a much more difficult game. I think Sean Dyche is actually an underrated manager. I think the banter around the way he plays football is quite... it's just that. It's just banter. Whereas when you look at what he's achieved with Burnley sides over the years, a top 10 finish here and there too, I think he deserves credit. And 100%. I think that game will be the game to see whether Arsenal can really kick on this season.
And he will know how to play against Arsenal. Like he will, even though we're skipping ahead of game. All right, to finish off, I'll start the prediction, then you give me yours. I'm gonna say it might not be pretty the whole way through, but Norwich really do lack a lot of quality, man. They're in the same position as you, but don't have the players to come back into the squad. They don't have that level. I fear for them. I think it'd be a comfortable day for you. Like, I think maybe 3-0. I think you'll get it together. What are you saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, we got Gabriel and Ben White, I say, back. First time we'll be seeing them together. Woods is the type of striker that we notoriously don't do good against. So I'm going to say 3-1 Arsenal. I'm going to go with a win and say 3-1 with a good performance.
Yeah. Well, remember, it's Norwich, isn't it? So Woods is Burnley.
Oh, Wood is Burnley, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You got Pukki, innit?
Pukki, yeah. I'm skipping ahead.
That's what I was going to say. Skipping ahead.
Cantwell, obviously, he's a problem.
Cantwell can do bits, yeah.
But I still think 3-1. I still think they can cause us problems.
Yeah, no, I agree. Moving on, the next game I want to talk about is City against Leicester. I think that's quite tasty. I think we should talk about that one. Leicester are that team, like, they've just I think if you hate on Leicester or you got a bad word to say about Leicester Football Club, I think you're just not really a football fan, innit? Or you're just so tribal that you can't even step back and just admire what a good job they've done. Yes, people try and label them with the whole, but they gas out near the end. They should have got Champions League last 2 years in a row. Like Brendan Rodgers won their first trophy, their first ever FA Cup, and it was their first trophy for like 50 years. Then he won the Community Shield, and they always managed to, buy well, do well. Obviously, we know what it is with Pep and City. Big season for them. Can they retain the Premier League? Ain't got any striker. Where are they going to be at? But how do you see this thing going?
I think it's going to be a good game. I remember the early part of last season. I think in the first few games, Leicester beat City 5-2.
Yeah, brought them up. Yeah. At the Etihad, that was.
Yeah. Definitely going to be a good game. Leicester at home this time round, right?
Leicester at home.
Yeah. With Leicester, I think they deserve a lot of credit. I know people do say this gas out thing with them, but people have to understand they're not coming from the same place United or City or Liverpool or Chelsea have come from. They've actually started growing and developing the last 7-8 years. Since that league title they've won, they've added an FA Cup to it. They've got a good transfer strategy. They buy well, they sell even better. So I think they deserve an enormous amount of credit, especially being an Arsenal fan, seeing how we've been mismanaged over them years. Leicester is a prime example to show what you can do with a limited budget, limited income, and still be able to...
And a good manager.
Yeah, be shrewd and challenge. And I think they deserve an enormous amount of credit for that. Against City, they always go in Leicester, raring to go, heads up. They don't really go into games with their tail between their legs. I think we'll get the same sort of a game this weekend. I think Man City can be got at this season. I don't think Man City done enough in the transfer window. I don't think Liverpool done enough in the transfer window, hence where I'd say Chelsea and United are favourites. And I think Leicester will look at City and think, you've only really added Jack Grealish that we can get at you. So we're going to go into predictions shortly, but I think it's going to be a very good game and some goals in there too. Minimum 4 goals, I see.
Yeah, minimum 4 goals, yeah, okay. Yeah, high-scoring game Turkish is going for. Yeah, like I said, we'll get to the predictions in a bit. I feel like the City situation... I think there's a certain way to get joy against City, and a few teams have worked it out. You saw what Tottenham did to them on a big opening day of the season. Yes, City were without certain players. I get that, but even when they're at their best, the best way to beat City is on the counter. The best way to beat City is to contain and spring on them. And you have to be a team, who has direct players. We've done it to them plenty of times with the likes of Dan James, Rashford, even Jesse Lingard, just springing on, man. Do you know what I mean? Ollie seems to have his number in the league recently, but still City in it. And when they turn it on and they want to turn it on, it's very, very difficult. But Leicester, they've had obviously 2 wins and I think they've had 2 wins and a loss. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure they have. Yeah, they have. They've
West Ham, innit?
There you go. So, and that was a bit uncharacteristic of them, that West Ham performance. And then they put it right the week after. I feel like they've always got. What I like about Leicester is that they're not scared to be on the front foot, but also sometimes they're not scared to absorb pressure and counter as well. The likes of Harvey Barnes, the likes of obviously Maddison trying to pick up the ball, make things happen. You always got Vardy on the shoulder. Tillerman's doing his thing. Indeed, just sweeping up. They just got a good balance in it of a squad. Even with injury. So I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. though. I think City win 2-1 though. I think City win 2-1. Yeah.
You thought 4 goals was a lot of goals. You predicted 3, so you're
predicted 3. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because I think both teams will score, but I don't think it will be a draw. So that's true, actually. I've only got 1 goal less than you. What are you saying, prediction-wise?
I'm going for a draw. I think 2-2. That's because I just don't know which way to swing. I'm actually leaning more towards Leicester, but City are defending champions. Pep Guardiola, top manager. I'm going to sit on the fence and say 2-2.
Okay.
Rather than swing either way. 2-2. And I think the fact that Leicester have done well against City over the last few games, at the beginning of last season especially, I think Pep doesn't like them things, and he always wants to, you know, make sure his records are clean in a sense.
Always, 100%. Big up to the super chat from H Greenway. He says, "Big up Turkish, the realest Arsenal fan. Hashtag Arteta in with the."
Does praising me have to come with Arteta in? I don't get it. I actually don't get it,
bro.
And then use Arteta in another one, please, people.
Bro, I think I think you're just gonna get that all day, like on the United view. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sit and laugh. I've done it to you face to face. We do laugh, like we do, innit? Like it's we do laugh. But what I'm not gonna do is, like, because we're doing a video, just make it that whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to do that. But the viewers, it's their show. It's their show. You know what I mean? It's their. They can go what direction they want to go in. One thing I want to do on the overview quite consistently is actually not just focus on the big clubs. You know, I want to give like some light to all the other teams as well, and really get into it, because it's a, you know, an overview should have everything, you know. So if that bores some people, apologies, but that's what it's going to be. Do you know what I'm saying? The Premier League is the Premier League. So let's get into some of the other games. I want to go on to Watford versus Wolves. Watford versus Wolves, and I think it's interesting because Wolves are also rock bottom of the table. Yeah. Obviously, our last game was against Wolves, and I tell you what, you must have seen the highlights and that. We were lucky to get a win. I spoke to Wolves fans, obviously, before and after the game. And before the game, they were like, our problem is in the first two games, we just can't put the ball in the back of the net. We're creating chances. We just can't score. And lo and behold, it's exactly what happened against us. Proper smash and grab. And it was tough. They just couldn't get over the line against us, and we went on to win the game with a bit of luck from the keeper. But they need their first win. Watford, you know, they gave a decent account of themselves last game against Spurs. You know, could have lost heavily, but didn't. I think the game before against Brighton, they didn't do themselves justice, but they got that big win in the bag on the opening day against Villa, which was big for them. They've lost Troy Deeney now as well. Big Troy has gone to Birmingham. Yeah. You know, he's a Watford legend. He's their club captain. So that's the club that's a big thing for Watford and that club, you know, to see him move on, even having him around the place. So they've got to adjust. They've got to adjust to that. How do you see this game, Watford Wolves?
I think Wolves have been unlucky so far. I've seen them a bit, and I think, you know, who have they played? Leicester, Tottenham, and United, right?
Yeah. So it's a tough start.
Yeah, three games against three of the big six. And what was it? 1-0 loss against United, 1-0 loss against Tottenham, and a 1-0 loss against Leicester, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's right. That's right.
It's all been tight games. Like, even that Tottenham game, they should have scored, really.
Yeah, they should have. And the Leicester one, I think Traore was clean through with Schmeichel, and he put it wide. Clean through. Had to score.
You're right. I actually remember that now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, you know, they're going to kick into gear sooner or later, Wolves, and I think Watford will be that game. Watford, with that Troy Deeney thing, obviously he was getting on a bit, but it's still massive. A club legend to leave. Sarr is a problem, as we know from when they was in the league a couple of seasons ago. Sarr is a problem, but I just think Wolves seem to be clicking already, in a sense. Obviously, they haven't got the results, but performances haven't been bad, and I just see them clicking.
It's at Vicarage Road as well.
Yeah. I know, but I think Wolves will just get it done. They've got too much quality, regardless of a managerial change and whatnot. They've got too much quality, and I think they will look at them first three games and say to themselves, listen, you know, we gave a good account of ourselves, and that's the best thing we could do. I don't think they expected 3 points from any of those games, and they went in, you know, hoping for the best and minimal a performance. And again, I'm going to lean on being an Arsenal fan, and not being able to see a performance in our first three games on top of 3 losses is far worse than seeing something and losing 3 times. And I just think Wolves, I've saw something from them.
Yeah, definitely. Wolves fans are confident. Look, they've got Podence to come back. They've got Neto on a long-term injury. He's got to come back. They've got Willy Bolly to come back. He's coming back from injury. So they've got players to come back to get back to their best, and they're still creating chances. So you're right. That's, I think, what Watford do need to be careful of in this game, because they look like they're nearly there. They're creating chances. It just won't fall. But then again, it's something to, you know, if you are Watford, you're looking at it like, guys, they haven't scored. If we can get one early, put pressure on them. It makes them second guess themselves. It makes the pressure onto them. Neil Driscoll went with a Wolves 1, Watford 1. Wolves are really unlucky. They're a team to watch out for this season, says Hassan. So yeah, I think something makes me think like a draw. I don't know. I feel like it'll be a draw. I feel like you said, Sar's a problem. That's the signing that they got. Dennis, that striker, he looks good. And I think Chucho, I think the winger, he scored against Villa when he cut in, put it in the top corner. Like, he looks good as well. I think I don't know. I think a lot of people will think Wolves should dust them up, but I got a feeling it'll be a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 on that one.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet, isn't it? That's a safe
bet. Ridwan says Wolves will finish 10th. And Sparky MUFC Riley says, cleverly won, Gerrard nil. It's facts. It's facts. It's facts. Dara says, Arsenal considering doing a reality TV show for the team, may provide actual entertainment, and they may finally get some viewers. Sorry, can't resist. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The next game I want to talk about.
Wait, I'm predicting. I didn't do my prediction.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, yeah. What did you predict?
I'll get it out there. Wolves 2-1. That's what I predict.
Wolves 2-1. Okay, Wolves 2-1. Saturday 5:30. Chelsea Villa at the Bridge. What are you saying?
Chelsea Villa at the Bridge. Listen, Villa, as much as they spent money in the summer, I think we all knew what was coming. They made some good purchases in the first few weeks of the window, but we all know those purchases were going to be followed by the Jack Grealish sale. And that's the hump they need to get over. They made some good signings, and I look at Buendia, and I definitely would have taken him at Arsenal Football Club. But I just think the transition from a very Grealish-centric side to what it is now, where it's a bit more distributed and they're finding their main man up top, I think it's going to take them a little while. Chelsea.
Do you think they're better? I know this sounds like a mad question because Grealish is that good, but Dean Smith said it. Do you think they're a better team now?
I think they have the potential to be better, yes. But I just think they were so Grealish-centric in all of their transitions and attacks over the last couple of seasons, and rightly so. That's going to take some time to get out of that habit. But I do think overall they're better. Similar to Tottenham, I think that as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy they kept Kane because I feel like the money they could have got for Kane could have helped them rebuild a side that continues challenging at the top. So I'm happy about that. Whereas with Aston Villa, they're no rivals of ours. They beat us to Buendia, cool. I feel like the money they got for Grealish and the way they've spent it could bode better for them in the future. But I don't think we'll really see them kick on for another couple months at least. And I think Chelsea are just too strong, man. Saul over the line last.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I actually forgot. I forgot about him. Yeah.
I don't even know. It probably won't start, but we'll probably see him come on.
Yeah.
Lukaku alone against Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge, it's just screaming a couple goals. Havertz for me is really the one to watch for this season. I think he is the key man for Chelsea, not only this season, but moving forward. But I think all the hype being around Lukaku helps Havertz too. But I think under the radar, he does his best business. And with Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech all around him, Chelsea will bend Villa over.
And Mount as well. You know what I mean? I think they're going to have too much. I think they're going to have too much for Villa. Villa on their day can always give you a difficult game. You have to earn the right to play against them. Well, you have to earn the right to play against anyone. But, when you look at the teams that can be particularly dangerous, if Dean Smith decides to go, gets his team fine-tuned to where that level it can be, like you're saying, in maybe a few months' time or deep into the season, maybe let's say he goes a 4-4-2. You got Douglas Luiz and McGinn in midfield. You might have Traore on one side, Leon Bailey on the other side, Watkins and Ings up front. When you say it like that, that's a team that can hurt you. Do you know what I mean? But I do agree with you. They're not quite there yet. Do you know what I mean? They're not quite there yet. So, I think Chelsea, the Lukaku thing, man. As a United fan, look, I do think it was the right time for him to move on because we got a new manager and he made his choice in it. He said, I'm going to go with Martial up front. In hindsight, this was obviously before Ronaldo. Would it have been better to try and work with a Lukaku and try and get the best out of him? Absolutely, because he's a guaranteed bagsman. He's gone away to Inter and he's admitted it. He said Conte elevated his game. He's back to goal, bringing people into play. He got better at that side of the game, trimmed down a lot as well, which he admitted. So if Oli would have been able to do that with him, we would have had a certified 20-goal season man, which we really do need. Plus, but the decision was made, and to be fair, when Oli made that decision, the following season he backed Greenwood and promoted him, got rid of Sanchez, and made Martial the number 9 again. And they both had great seasons that year. The next season, not so much. So I get it. It is what it is. But I do look at Lukaku and I have nothing but respect for him because the guy backs his ability. He says, I shouldn't go anywhere and be the second striker. Never. I'm too good. I score too many goals. And that's what he's done, innit? So I rate him.
I love players that we don't rest on their laurels. You don't just find somewhere comfortable and just relax. You know, he's always wanted to kick on. He's always wanted to, you know, take challenges head on. You saw that with I would have taken. I wanted Lukaku. You know, when Everton bought him, I wanted Lukaku when he was moving on. Now, you know, that's a pipe dream considering where he is and where Arsenal are.
100%.
When he went to United, that also worried me because I thought United have got a top striker again, but it just didn't work out. It's probably right man, wrong place in a sense.
Yeah, so and Chelsea just fits with his story. The love story is there. Return. Do you know what I'm saying? And then in the end, we ended up going and getting Ronaldo. So we just don't need to think about it right now. But in a couple of years' time, when Ronaldo obviously isn't there anymore, Cavani, we're going to be back to square one and we're going to need a Lukaku, a Haaland, a Kane again. So we'll have to see. But right now, we're good. Dara says, kudos to see Turkish taking my banter on the chin. You know, I like the Turkish course. It's always taking the banter on the chin.
I'm used to it. I have to take it on the chin, mate.
Before we go on to the next few games, what's your score prediction? Chelsea Villa.
I'm going for should I go for another big one? I think there's going to be goals following into. I'm going for 4-1 Chelsea.
4-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. 4-1 Chelsea. I'll go 2-0 Chelsea. I'll go 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah. Next one, Crystal Palace Spurs, and I want to ask you about this. Obviously, with the links and ties that it has to yourself. Obviously, former Arsenal legend, well, current Arsenal legend. He ain't stopped being a legend. Patrick Vieira's obviously there. At Crystal Palace, had a tough start, man. But that draw against West Ham, I feel like proper ease some pressure because, you know, new manager. There's a lot to change at Palace. They went from a really old experience, no disrespect to Roy Hodgson, but an older experienced manager with a lot of older experienced players there, and then literally turned it on its head where they're trying to get young players in, try and change the face of it. A big transition. Started off really badly. You know, even lost in the Carabao Cup as well. It's like, where's they just not going to get a win? And then Gallagher just pops up with 2 goals against West Ham and does the business and gets them a draw to get them up and running. Spurs, are they still going to be top of the league by the end of this round of Premier League fixtures? What's your thoughts on this game?
I think they could be. They could be. I'm really hoping against it. Listen, Palace is, you know what we just talked about with Grealish and Villa. I think Palace and Hodgson was kind of in that, you know, phase as well, where Hodgson is Palace and Palace was Hodgson. And I think any manager coming in, it was going to be a transition period. If you look at what Vieira done in the summer, I'm actually impressed by the profile of players he went for, the type of players he went for, and the resources that he could touch upon to get these players. That impressed me. I think I expected him to have a rough start to the season because taking over from someone like Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace, it's not easy because his football is very much intertwined with the club and the players. So the beginning bit was always going to be a rocky road. What has he got? 2 draws. He drew against West Ham. He drew against Brentford in the first 3 games, I believe.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst, especially when you look at us over here in Norwich. They've got 2 points in their first 3, and now they have Tottenham. And I think against Tottenham, you shouldn't need to motivate the players like you'd have to any other weekend. The London derbies, it goes without saying. You know, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, they should be up for the fight. Vieira, he knows what this game means for, you know, for Arsenal and Arsenal.
At Selhurst Park as well.
Yeah, as an Arsenal player, he's faced Tottenham a hell of a lot. He can probably see, well, not probably, he sees the league table now and what's changed since. Palace can do something in this game. They can, because I haven't seen enough of Tottenham to be worried about them yet.
Tottenham are just kind of getting by in it. I mean, they haven't conceded a goal yet, so you've got to big them up for that. But really, they're not lighting it up, are they? Really, they're just kind of nicking the odd goal. I mean, Dele Alli was fortunate against Wolves. He got the pen.
Maybe that's
Son with the lucky free kick. Yeah, exactly. It could be
at Wolves when, you know, he had his good seasons or 2. It was kind of very much the same. It was like they're not really setting the world alight, but they're doing their business efficiently. They're getting the job done, and I like Nuno as a manager. So potentially that is the way they're going to go about it this season. But I think Palace can get something, and I'm really hoping a draw at the bare minimum.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Palace can that Arsenal connection with Vieira. I just feel like there's a little extra on that. Obviously, it doesn't always transform into the pitch because the player's got to do it, but there's just a little bit of an edge. He's not going to want Tottenham coming there and staying top of the league on his watch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As well as obviously primarily he's got a job to do at Crystal Palace. I get that, but I just feel that gives it a bit of an edge. And sooner or later, Palace have got to start clicking into gear. But Tottenham's super confident though, man. They might not have the results, but as I always say, even at United, sorry, they might not have the performances, but as I say, even as a United fan, it was smash and grab against Wolves when it's early doors in the season. Just get your points on the board, innit? It don't really matter. Just get there. You know, so I see why Tottenham fans are happy, especially with the turmoil that they've been in. Like Kane's going to leave. Like where's our transfers? This, that, and the other. Mourinho leaves. New manager. The manager merry-go-round. It was going to be Gattuso. It was going to be Conte. It was just crazy. Do you know what I mean? Then it ended up with Nuno. So all of that into account, to be top after 3 games and not conceded a goal, you can see why Spurs fans obviously will be happy with that. Prediction. I think Spurs are going to do a little jammy thing again. I think like a 1-0. I think it's going to be more of the same. I think 1-0 Spurs.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Palace.
Yeah, I am here for that. I'm here for that.
2-1 Palace.
Okay, Daniel says people need to stop wanting Donny van de Beek to play as a CDM. When he comes into the team, he will play in Bruno or Pogba's position. We'll have to see what Ollie does, because I just can't see him doing that at all. And Mr. Christy B says, first time I've seen Turkish, top guy. Is he actually Turkish though? Turkish, enlighten them. You said you got a bit of Irish in you as well.
Yeah, of course. I'm 3/4 Turkish, 1/4 Irish, and that 3/4 Turkish includes Turkey and North Cyprus in there. And someone said, I've heard he's Pakistani. Where is it?
Oh,
what's that? Turkish writing, Cyprus outline.
There you go.
Star. There we go.
There you go. Moon and Star.
No, I am Turkish. With a hint
there you go. There you go. That is the DNA of Turkish, if you did not know. Bagrav says, big up to Turkish and Flex. Channel came in my recommendations and I had to click. All right, let's move on. Brentford Brighton, bro. Brentford Brighton. Brentford got a good draw against Villa. Big for them. They've started the season quite well, man. And it's like, you know, it's like with a new team being promoted. You know, they're sitting 10th at the moment, which is a good start for them. Obviously, got that win against you guys to just settle their nerves. Ivan Toney gets his first goal of the season as well, which is going to be massive for him. Brighton, little bit mixed, aren't they? You know, obviously getting a couple of wins under their belt. They're obviously going to be buzzing with that, but last time out against Everton, they got dealt with, but they got the win against Burnley and Watford before that. How you seeing this one? This is Brentford as well.
Yeah, it's at Brentford. This is one of those ones where I actually think it's going to be a good game, because I think both of them are looking at each other as a chance for 3 points. So I think the way Brighton play anyway with Graham Potter, it's actually quite enjoyable to watch. They try and play at the back and they try to play progressive, expansive football, and I rate Potter for that. Brentford, I think Tony got his first goal of the season the other week, and I think he needed that. He needed an early goal to really kick on from the record-breaking season he had last season. He's going to cause problems to defenses. I saw that in the first game of the season against Brentford myself. He's going to cause problems, and I think he needs to he needs to do it in these games. I think Brentford need to look to him in these games.
These are the games that are going to keep them in the league, innit? These games here.
Yeah. Similar to how, like, you know, these, not no disrespect, but the smaller teams over the years tend to have that go-to striker that in times of need they will turn to him, and he bullies, he scores, he heads, he causes problems. Like Wood, what we just said with Wood with Burnley, for example. I think Tony needs to be that for Brentford, and I think, he will be pivotal this weekend against Brighton, in my opinion. And I think he will be the reason Brentford win.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the place will be rocking. Did you go to that first game up against Brentford?
Well, I had the ticket and then I gave it away 2 days before because
you knew what was going to happen.
Like, how can you not know what's going to happen now? What a transfer window! What a start to the season!
I gave it away. Wow! But you did do like a little preview thing in there before, innit, in that stadium, and it's really tight and compact, and you know what I mean, was it only like 17,000, something like that? Is it
17K? Yeah, it's like an old school stadium, bro. That's my favorite type of stadium. Like, remember, like, Highbury was that type of a stadium, built
Yeah.
between housing and whatnot, very local feel. That's the stadiums I love. Crystal Palace, Fulham, like even Bournemouth
Yeah,
Stadium.
Bournemouth. Yeah, definitely. You're right in it. You're right there in it. Feels like you're at a lower league game, but at the highest level. Weird.
Yeah,
Really
that's
surreal
exactly it.
feeling. Yeah. Jamal Abdul says, big up Flex and Turkish lit link up and the shoe game's on fire. Yeah, Turkish is always on his trainer thing as well. Turkish, I sent you an urgent DM on Instagram explaining some stuff, so check that out. Okay, hopefully Turkish check that out later. And Jamal says, Flex, sorry, I'm late to the show. Will this be weekly? This will be weekly. If you just joined us, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. We'll have different guests on each week from different clubs, different people, some United fans, some Chelsea fans, some Spurs fans, some Arsenal fans, whatever. We'll just mix it up. You know what I mean? Pundits, whatever. We'll just keep mixing it up. But the show will be looking at the Premier League as a whole. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. It seems like everyone is enjoying it for the first time what we've done. Second one, big up Rory.
If you're enjoying it, hit the like button, people. There's 1,400 people here. There's only like 300 likes. If
this always happens.
Overview.
It's mad. Like. You know what I liken it to, Turkish. It's like, you know, when you go to someone's house, yeah, and you're gassed to see them and that. So you walk straight in, you don't take your shoes off, but you just go to the fridge, like, can I get a drink? Yo, big man, just leave your shoes off first, you know what I mean? Hit the like button, and then, you know what I mean?
Then come in, my guy. Then come in, sit down. I'll offer you a drink.
Big up the community though, man. I feel like it's just everyone just is enjoying the content so much that they just literally forget to just click the like on the bottom definitely. On the thing, which is all love, man. But guys, don't forget to hit that. If you're not going to do it now, make sure you do it before we finish. Another tasty one I think is Leeds.
Did you give your Brentford Brighton prediction?
Oh wait, there. No, I didn't. Sorry, I keep doing that. I keep moving on too quick. I think Brentford are going to get it done. Home support. I saw the atmosphere that was against you guys. And I think that atmosphere, even though it's going to be, you know, in the grand scheme of things against the other teams in their stadiums, not as many fans. But for Brentford, I think is a massive part of what's going to help keep them in the league if they are going to stay up. And I just feel they get over the line in this one. I really do. I think they'll have too much for Brighton. And I just think it's hard because when you don't know much about a team until they come to the Premier League, and then, you know, against Arsenal, they were given the whole, you know, the backstory. They're speaking to the fans, and you kind of, you know, the manager, what's his name, Thomas Frank, innit? You kind of just a bit endeared to them. You know what I mean? Then they go and beat Arsenal, and then the story just continue. Do you know what I mean? You can't help but have a little soft spot for them. Which always tends to happen with a newbie. Do you know what I mean? It does sometimes happen.
There's not many clubs like them around anymore that make it up.
Exactly.
You know? It's all like commercial powerhouses or the ones that are on the verge of being that make it up. And I just
100%.
It's nice to see a Brentford in there. Like when I was growing up, it was nice to see a Sheffield Wednesday in there every once in a while or so on. I think it's nice to have smaller clubs, local fan bases, small stadiums in the top league. It reminds us of where we've come from. That's how I see it. Yeah,
I agree. I feel like that's what football's about. When all that Super League stuff was going on, all the smaller clubs were just getting shat on in them conversations. Really, you know what I mean? Our clubs were trying to do a mad thing. Yeah. So I think it's brilliant. I think it highlights what football's about. I'm gonna go with, though, having said that, I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Brentford win.
2-0, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Brentford win. What did you go with?
2-1 Brentford.
2-1. Okay, let's go. Next match I want to talk about, which is tasty. This is on the Sunday, 4:30. Ellen Road, Leeds against Liverpool. What are you expecting there? Tasty.
You know, you get what you always expect from Leeds. Attacking football, gung-ho. They're going to go for it. And they're going to be running from the first whistle to the last. And I don't think that's changed this season. I think we've already saw it with how they've approached their first few games. And I really, really rate Bielsa as a manager. I really, really rate him. I like him a lot. I like the way he approaches games, but I also like the way he handles his off-field duties as well. But this is Liverpool. And if you go toe-to-toe with a few teams in this league, Liverpool's one that will kind of tear you apart. So that's where they've got to be wary. I think Bielsa has to learn as well.
They're quite naive like that, isn't it? Yeah, they don't adapt to anything.
100%, 100%. It'll be interesting to see because against Man United, he showed that he hasn't really learned from last
No.
season. But then again, last season was a success for Leeds United. So we'll see. I think going toe-to-toe with Liverpool would be the wrong option. But when you're at home, when you have Bielsa and when you have the team Leeds have, that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, I think it was last season. Obviously, there's no fans, but I remember watching Leeds against Liverpool, and I think it was it 0-0 or was it 1-1? I think it could have been 1-1. It was certainly a draw.
Last
and
season.
it just, I think it was
1-1. Yeah,
it was 1-1, and they got an equaliser, I think, and they should have scored more at Ellen Road. I remember watching that game, and that gives you an insight as to how the teams. I remember the opening day of last season. I think it was like 4-3 or 3-2 to Liverpool. They gave them problems. I think it was Jack Harrison cut in off the wing, scored a wicked goal. They gave them problems. 4-3. Remember that game? Yeah. So Leeds, the two games that they've had against each other, fans being the biggest thing, Leeds have shown that they can mix it with them. They've shown they can mix it with them. And you add the Ellen Road fans into that, I there could be a little bit of a shock here. I think, obviously I want there to be. Dan James has gone to Leeds as well. So I'm just going to gas it up a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really going to come with the whole looking at it sensibly, but Liverpool this. I'm just going to predict an upset. I'm going to go over 2-1 Leeds win.
You're going with 2-1 Leeds.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds win. Dan James to score. I'm on it.
Sticking your neck on the line. Look at the Tottenham one. Obviously, an Arsenal fan's going to predict the Tottenham loss. Obviously, United fans going to predict the Liverpool loss.
Do you know what I mean?
I was tempted to sit on the fence and say draw, but I think Liverpool will do it, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool win.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's just probably quite a smart guess. The negative side to what I'm saying is, when you think about it, the way Leeds play, they don't keep many clean sheets. And if they do concede, they don't go, let's be a bit more cautious. Let's try ride this out. They just play exactly the same way. Luke Ayling bombing down one side. Do you know what I mean? The other fullback bombing down the other side. They just play the same way. And if you do that against Liverpool after going 1-0 down and stuff, they will just pick them apart. So I'm kind of undoing everything I've predicted, but leave me alone, innit? Dan James has gone there. He's been at Man United a few years, and he's going to take that over there and he's going to do them. Jamal says, Flex, I've been mad busy lately. I haven't been able to watch all your streams live as much. I always catch up and watch on playback. Big up to yourself, Jamal. Love your content. I had the honor of meeting you at the 500k in 2019. Dope. Yeah, I remember that when United Stand had the 500k party. That was sick, man. A lot of people come out. And Keegan says Leeds nearly paid off against Liverpool last year. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I agree. That's what we were saying, Keegan. Like, they can mix it. They can mix it with them. And what did you go with again, Turkish?
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1. Okay. And just to finish off, I know Turkish is a busy man. There's a couple more games just to quickly go through. Southampton, West Ham. That's a tasty one. We've only got 2 more games to do, actually. Southampton, West Ham. That's tasty.
I predicted Southampton for the drop this season.
Did you? Oh, because they lost a lot of players, and they did well to keep hold of Ward Prowse, but they lost. Yeah.
I just think that's 2 experienced.
And they lost Bertrand as well, starting left back.
Bertrand, yeah, very true. I like Hassan Hutul, but I just think that they've left themselves light this season. They haven't had a good transfer window. You look at the names gone and the names that have come in. It's not really filling anyone up with any hope that they can stay up. West Ham have started the season like they, finished and started last season in good form.
How do you see them there? Obviously, they're in Europe this year. Massive achievement. Mikel Antonio is in the form of his life. I feel he's added an extra layer to his game with the composure and the kind of decision-making side of things. He's always been a powerhouse. He's always been a handful, but I think he's added that bit of quality to his game now. Jesse Lingard didn't go back there, but, they've got Rice, they've got Souček, they've got Bowen. Ben Rama's doing bits now. Fornals is doing bits again. Like, how do you see their season going? Do you see them struggling when the Europa League kicks in, or do you think they'll just be going off the buzz of it all and actually going to have a really good season?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think many people expect much from West Ham. Even though West Ham had a good season last season, I didn't see many people talking about West Ham this season saying they need to do this or we expect them to do that. I think they're still very much under the radar. It's different with Leicester. Leicester have been top 4 for 2 seasons and dropped off. So now people kind of have an expectation to say, Leicester, you need to continue and finish top 4. That's the natural stage of progression. With West Ham, I think people were surprised last season. And this season, everyone's very much looking at them as, can you kick on? Or was that a flash in the pan season? David Moyes, was that your last hurrah in a sense? as a manager. The way they've started, it doesn't seem to be. It seems to me like that they have developed a good squad. They got good names in there. And one thing I rate them for is they got good characters. I think people like Sufao and Suchek and Bowen and Antonio, they're good characters to have in and around the side.
Just got quite Kurt Zuma as well.
Yeah, Kurt Zuma. With that one, I think that's a very risky signing, but at the same time, I can understand why they did it. I can understand because
that's a gamble.
Yeah, they want the next step up. They want someone who's been there, done that, and he has. But I also respect them for taking that gamble. I think West Ham are going to have a good season, but for me, a good season for West Ham is top 8 again.
Yeah, I think especially and going deep into the Europa League. I mean, I looked at their group. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was like Rapid Vienna. I think Shakhtar Donetsk might be in there. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I remember looking at it thinking, I'll tell you what, they could get out of that. Why not? Yeah. So if they can go deep into there, what I will say, obviously as a United fan, David Moyes did not leave us with great memories at all. But respect to the guy. He's gone and rebuilt his managerial kind of reputation, really. Pressure was on him to do that. And it wasn't like that at the start of his West Ham career, but ever since he got it together, they've been on an upwards trajectory. West Ham fans seem to be really pleased. I was talking to Nicky. Obviously, Nicky well. Like he's quite happy, and he said, "Look, we don't expect to win Europa League." He said it's just 6 days out. Do you know what I mean?
When did they appoint Moyes as manager? I'm pretty sure. I'm searching it.
So Thingy got sacked. What's his face got sacked? The Croatian guy. I forgot his name.
Bilic.
Bilic got sacked. I want to say 2019.
It was 2019-20 season.
Yeah.
So it was around the same time. Arsenal got Mikel Arteta, Everton got Ancelotti, and Tottenham got Mourinho. West Ham got Moyes, and West Ham are actually, in terms of consistency with a current manager and form, West Ham have actually probably done the best.
December 19, he was appointed.
Yeah, December 19.
December. Arteta, so around the same time,
Arteta manager. Ancelotti was appointed Everton manager, and Mourinho was appointed Tottenham manager November 2019. Two top managers and Arteta in terms of the big clubs, Arsenal, Everton, and Tottenham. And then you have West Ham who went for a Moyes, and they're much better off now than, in my opinion, all the other 3 clubs are. It's mad. It's mad. No one would have thought that at that time. It's crazy. So well done to Moyes for doing what he's done.
Yeah, 100%. And we didn't.
That got sacked. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, who got sacked? Pellegrini. Oh, yeah. Sorry. And then so that was, and then Bilic was before that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And who you in the game? What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go 3-0, 3-1 West Ham.
Ross, Turkish going in.
I think 3-0. Yeah, he's got that win, behind him now, and I expect him to kick on.
Okay. What am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with 2-1 win for West Ham. 2-1 win. And the last game, I think we've covered that. Yeah, covered all of that. Last game of the round of fixtures is Everton against Burnley, Goodison Park.
Everton should really, do them. I think Everton last season there was so much expectation because of Ancelotti. This season, however, I think no one expects nothing of Everton, and I think that will do well for them. I rate Rafa Benitez as a manager highly as well. So I think they've replaced a great manager with a great manager. Their summer signings, dubious. I think they got Townsend in, Damari Gray.
Yeah. Damari Gray's hit the ground running though. Could be a bargain. It's like 1.2 million. He scored 2 goals now.
Oh, is it 2 goals he scored?
Yeah, he scored the week before as well. I think.
But sometimes a team needs that under the radar, smaller signings, build on maybe the signings, the big ones they made over the last couple of years, and then it clicks. And Rafa Benitez knows the league well. He knows football well. He's got the experience to demand respect. I think Everton are going to have a good season. And I think Burnley, listen, I like Sean Dyche. I like what he's done there, but I don't think they have enough to really take on teams that like Everton, like Tottenham, and so on. Let alone City's, Liverpool's, and Chelsea's. So I think Everton should get the job done.
Yeah, I think with the Benitez thing, I just feel like it was so important he got off to a good start because he hasn't got that much credit in the bank, obviously, with the Liverpool situation. Everton fans being a little bit, he's a guy, I can't really get past that. But the only thing that was going to make it calm is results, goals, wins. And he's managed to do that so far. to a decent level. So yeah, I think they get the job done against Burnley at home. What I do think is good for Benitez is the fact that he's had a good basis to work off the transfer window that thing he had the year before.
Yeah.
His name. Why is his name gone out of my head?
Ancelotti.
I had a proper brain freeze there, bro. That was mad. But they bought in Alan Decore. They bought in James Rodriguez. Do you know what I'm saying? So they had a decent little base to work off. Ben Godfrey he bought in as well.
Yeah.
So that's given Benitez a little platform to work off and then kind of tweak it a little bit. Still got Richarlison, still got Calvert-Lewin, still got Luka Dean. You know what I mean? So good players. So I still got Yerry Mina. So I think they'll get the job done. I'm going to go for 2-0 Everton win. 2-0. Yeah, you never know. Burnley can score a set piece. Chris Wood-Barnes up front.
I've just Burnley didn't lose to Everton last season either. They drew one of the games 1-1, and they beat Everton at Goodison Park 2-1. So Burnley did their thing last season.
No fans.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. But yeah, that's true. Maybe we shouldn't be writing off. Well, I don't think you have. Well, you said, do you think they'll get the job done? Maybe we should, FaZe Boma says Everton 1, Burnley 2. So,
I think 2-1 Everton. I think they'll get the job done.
Yeah. As we round off, it's just the last thing I just saw there. Sam says, what does Turkish think of KG?
Why do you think I'm not on here with him and I'm on here with Flex?
What does anyone think of KG? My God. Oh God, big up.
Big up KG, man. I like KG. Trust me. I see KG stuff from a long time ago, and then all of a sudden I see you two doing bid together. I was like, yeah, this makes sense still. And then now I've met him in person. He's a good guy, man. He's all good vibe.
Right.
Wish my
he's all right.
Position. He's all right.
He's all right. Nah, he's a dope human being. He is. Hey, listen. That's been sick. That's been dope. First one done. Second one kind of, but the first official one. Shout out to Rory. I'm not dissing you. You was on the first one, but we've rebranded and really come correct with it every Monday, 12 p.m. kind of thing now. So Rory, loads of love to you. You're going to be on here as well. But yeah, Turkish, enjoyed that?
Yeah, man, 100%. Love for having me on, man. Anytime you need me, we'll get this done every 3 weeks.
We'll chop it up. 100%. And let the people know where to find you. The links will be in the description below as well, but just shout out your socials and your channel and that as well, man.
Turkish LDN, all one word on all socials, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you search Turkish LDN, you'll see me pop up. Follow me, subscribe, do all of that stuff. And Flex will be on my channel this season as well anyway. So yeah, support.
100%, guys. You don't know where to find myself, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the United View and liking all the videos as well. I'm going to be back to this evening with another new show for you guys called the Late Night View. 100% coming at you 7 p.m. We're going to be starting that one as well. So tune in for myself later on live tonight at 7 p.m. as well. So I'll see you guys then. We are out of it. Peace.
Love.